Hey, it's Modesta here, and today I'm going to be showing you how to take your own measurements. This is not the ideal way to take measurements. It's better for someone else to take your measurements, but because I understand there are some people who aren't going to have someone around when they're ready to take their measurements. So this is going to be a very quick and easy way to understand taking your own measurements. The first measurement is going to be your bust measurement. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to take the end of the measuring tape that is 1 inch. So you're going to take that end that starts at 1 and you're going to put it around your back. You're going to put it around your back. And it's essentially going to go where your bra strap would go. Okay? And then it's going to slightly slant up. And it's going to go in the middle wherever the fullest part of your chest is. So across the middle of your chest. And you're going to measure like this. Now you're not going to hold it tight. So see how there's a little gap right there? No more than about 1/2 inch or so, but you're not going to pull it really tight. You're not going to do this. You're going to have it kind of loose and just cross it over like this in the middle. Like this in the middle. I'm trying to make sure that you can see this. So you're going to cross it over in the middle. And I don't want y'all to see my measurement. I'm not trying to show anybody my measurement, but yeah, so you're just going to basically fold it over and have the measurement wherever the tape, wherever the silver part or the tip of the tape touches whatever number, then that's how you're going to know what your bust measurement is. So when you meet it there, it's going to have this little teeny gap there. It's going to have a little gap, like no more than 1/2 inch gap. And as you can see, it's kind of slanted. It's slanted a little. Just a slight slant, you know, at an angle, just a little bit of an angle. Measure your waist. You're going to find that bone that's the top of your hip bone. If you bend to the side, you'll feel where the hip bone is. And so you're going to put the measuring tape there. So find that bone, and you're going to measure. That's your natural waistline, where the top of that hip bone is. So you're going to put the measuring tape together again in the same way. You're not going to pull it really tight or anything. You're going to pull it together in the middle, and then you're going to take whatever that measurement is. So just make sure that the tape pretty much is, you know, this is not going to be at an angle. This is going to be straight around. And the next measurement is going to be your hip. So to measure your hip, you're going to put the tape measure around the fullest part of your hips, and then you're going to go around the front, and this is going to be around too. This is not going to be slanted. It's going to be all the way around, and you're going to have the tape measure come in the middle, in the front, and just look down, or you could have it come to the front, hold it with your 2 fingers. Okay, so this is the side that has 1 inch on it, that starts at 1 inch, and then you're going to pull the other side over, and wherever it overlaps, and again, don't do it tight, don't do it loose, but don't do it tight either. And then you're going to, wherever the side with 1 inch meets with the other part of the tape, you're going to hold the other part of the tape with your 2 fingers, and then you'll just let it go and check whatever that measurement is. So you'll just look and see where your finger's holding. That's what your measurement is. Now you want to be more accurate and probably get someone else to measure you if it's going to be for like a tight fitting outfit. Okay, so the next measurement is going to be your arm. So to measure your arm, and again, these are, because it is, because you're taking these measurements, these are not going to be your finalized measurements. You're going to want to have someone else measure you to get your exact measurements in case you're making, altering patterns or doing anything like that. But this is just for you to get started sewing so that you have an idea about what your measurements are without having to wait around for your sister or your aunt or your best friend or whoever to come and help you take your measurements. So anyway, here we go. Okay, so there's a little ball on the top of your shoulder. So you're going to measure from there. Like this is the bone right here. This is my bone. So the tape measure is basically like right there. And then you're gonna kind of let your arm just relax. And so here it says like It says like 21 and a half about. It's about 21 and a half for my arm. And then I like my sleeves to be a little long. So I usually would make my measurement 22 inches, around 22 inches. And I'm going to keep stressing that it's better to have someone else measure you if you can go to a tailor shop, or have someone, if you teach yourself how to do measurements, and then you could tell a friend or someone else how to do it accurately. But it's very, very important to get really accurate measurements whenever you have the time to do it. But I'm going to be teaching this sewing class basically the way that I would want to know. I know that most people want to start sewing right away. They don't want to hear all the technical parts of everything. They want to just immediately get into sewing, because I feel like some people, if you tell them too much information, and there's no sewing going on, or no creativity or any of that happening, then they basically lose interest and they're just like, oh, just forget it, it's boring. So that's why I'm showing you everything the way that basically I learned how to sew, and how you probably would want to know how to sew. Now you can leave any requests that you have or anything below this video in the comment area, but for the most part I'm going to be teaching the class in the way that I learned how to sew, and in the way that I think most people would want to know how to sew. So the next measurement you're going to want to take is your length, and it's going to be similar to the way that you took your arm measurement, because you're basically going to hold the tape measurer over your shoulder, and then you're going to let it hang down behind you, and you're going to try to stand as straight as possible. So what you're going to want to do is stand straight up, and then kind of look over your shoulder like this, and you're going to want to look over your shoulder like this and see what that measurement is down there. So you're going to have to make sure your tape measure is straight though, and it's not flipping or anything like that. It has to be straight down, not, make sure that it's not, rolling or anything like that. And then let it drop down, and then see where it touches on the ground. Now for your waist, you're going to again find that hip bone. Find that hip bone right here. And you're going to let the tape drop. Let the tape measure drop along your side. And you're not going to want it slanted, out like this or anything like that. You want to let it drop down to your side. We're going to let it drop down to your side. And let me show you what I mean by it's going to touch the ground. Okay, so ignore my speaker and all that kind of stuff. Because it touched the ground at 38, then you can cut it as if it was 38 and then just make adjustments, and you can easily shorten it. It's better to make a garment too long than to make it too short, but just try to be as accurate as possible. So those are basic measurements that you'll need to begin sewing. I hope this video helped you. If you have any questions about the video, any part that you didn't understand, please let me know in the comment area. That's it for today. Thank you so much for watching.